This is Chris with Core Fitness, and we're going to go over a couple tips for tight hips. So we're going to start with foam rolling. Foam rolling is great to release myofascial tension and adhesions, also known as trigger points. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit on the roller, elevating ourselves so we're sitting and placing our glute, our medial glute on the roller here. So I'm rolling to my side and I'm moving back and forth, finding that area that needs a little bit more attention. If you find that kind of knot or trigger point, you want to try to breathe into that position for about 30 to 60 seconds and just kind of hold. And you can roll inch by inch, just finding those areas that need a little bit more attention. You can take it to a little bit deeper level if you want to roll down on your elbow, place a little bit more body weight on your medial glute area. Or if you need to make it a little less, you can come up and just do a little bit more support with your hand on the floor. So a couple ways you can do it. You can also do a foam roller that's a little less dense. So if that works for you as well. Taking it to a nice stretch for the hips. You're coming down onto your back, and you can use your band, or if you have a Pilates ring, either one. You're going to wrap the band around your foot, about the arch area, and you're going to extend that leg up. You can get a nice hamstring stretch just by drawing the leg in towards you. From here, we're going to take that leg out to our right side, holding that band in your right hand, getting a nice stretch into the adductors, the inner thigh. This left leg can be bent or lengthened, whatever you're more comfortable with. We're going to come across the body and do the same thing. This is definitely going to be the glutes. As you cross the body, let that knee relax a little bit. Relax your body and breathe. And you would do the same thing on the other side. And I like to do it a couple of times each. From that, I'm taking my right leg, crossing it over my left, letting it open out and giving a gentle press. And what this does is it opens up that outer hip connection. Coming into what we call the figure four stretch, you're going to elevate your left leg. Hands come in between the thighs. You're going to hold that leg. Gently pull the left leg towards you, and if you want a little additional stretch, use your right elbow to push gently out on the right thigh. And again, you would do this for probably 30 to 40 seconds on each side. You can do it 2 to 3 times. We're going to go into a wide position with the arms. Let the legs go side to side. This is called windshield wipers. And as I'm doing this, I'm trying to keep my pelvis fairly still and my tailbone evenly weighted. I'm going to let my legs fall to one side. I'm going to look over my opposite shoulder. So my legs here are to the right. I'm looking over my left shoulder. And you would do the same thing on the other side and holding again for about 2 to 3 breaths, 30 seconds or so. And you can do this a couple of times on each side. You can come up into a seated position, working on a little bit more hip mobility, going into what's called the diamond position, taking the soles of the feet together. You're sitting up nice and tall, even on your sits bones, and just let those knees open out and hinging forward if possible to deepen that stretch in the outer hips. So as you're here, you're feeling a stretch in the low back, out into the hips, and breathe into it. Again, taking some nice deep breaths, 2 to 3 deep breaths. You can do this for about 30 seconds, 2 to 3 times. One of the last stretches I'm going to show you is a sitting position called the Z-sit. So this position, if you have hip mobility issues, can be challenging. So working into it as you can provide yourself a little bit of propping underneath one of the glutes here if you need, with a rolled up towel or pillow. And I've got one leg in front of the other here, and I'm trying to evenly sit on the sits bones. So letting those hips kind of just release into that position by breathing. And then doing the same thing on the other side. And again, you're probably going to find areas where your hips are a little bit tighter than others. So just go to where you feel comfortable. Use that support as needed. but it's a great stretch to help open up the hips. It takes some practice to work on that mobility, but those are just a few tips that you can use to help open up tight hips. Thanks for joining me today. This is Chris with Core Fitness, and I'll see you